Hello, ladies, successful women out there, our viewers today. Welcome to our Successful Women in Business live show. And today we are very, very honored to have a special lady all the way from America, Anan. They're home. Yay! Woo! And Anna, we are so happy to have you on our show today. Thank you
Good
so much for
morning.
coming.
Thank you
Good
for having
morning.
me.
I won't waste a lot of time. I know a lot of viewers want to learn how to overcome their challenges, and that's going to be our topic today. But before we get into all that, can you please introduce yourself for our viewers? Tell them what you do, who you are.
Oh man, that'll take all of our time today, right? But first, I want to just say thank you so much, Julian, for inviting me. I'm truly excited about the connection, about this global movement about sisters coming together, building up the kingdom. I'm excited. I just know even from the first time that we spoke, how we just had this synergy that was incredible. So this is
Yes.
exciting that weeks later, we're sharing. So I appreciate you and I thank you and I applaud you for all that you're doing in
Thank
the
you.
marketplace and to help and support
Thank
women
you.
around the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But yes, guys, so my name is Anana Pfeiffer Darrell Home, aka Your Blessed Girl. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so let me just tell you that more. I'm going to tell you about it's a lot of things that I do, but more importantly, I am a blessed girl. So yes, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a sister, a daughter, multiple business owners, a visionary. But those are just the things that I do. More
Mm.
importantly, I am a woman that answered the call. And doing that, these things is what makes me a blessed girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Author, as a speaker, as a coach, and even a trainer. I'm professionally trained as a speaker, a John Maxwell coach, black belt speaker. I've been trained by some of the best. Dr. Ruben West, uh, Dr. Tracy Lynn,
Mm.
Dr. Clyde Rivers. You guys, anybody know Les Brown? I
Woo!
mean, so these are just the things being able to have shared platforms and train with these people
Mm.
has really enriched my life, my experience, and,
Mm.
allowed me to be here today to share with you. But just always know, hashtag blessed girl, that's who she is. That
Yay.
is
You
who
can
she
say that again. Yeah.
is. Indeed.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. So tell us, what inspired you, like, to really be that business lady, a serial entrepreneur?
Yes,
I
yes,
mean, what
indeed, indeed.
inspired you? What's your story?
You
How
know,
did it all start?
Good. That's good. That's a great question. I can go back really. I even remember my mom. Sometimes my folks, some good friends and family know that I learned so much really from my mother. She would serve in the church, serve in prison ministry. She had her own screen printing business. You name it, being creative and making it happen, all while serving. She was a great role model for me in that regard. Being a young lady, a small, even a child, but seeing a woman do all that she can for her family, for business, as well as serving in the church, serving in the community. So a lot of that and all that I do, I want to make sure that I'm serving and adding value to others, if you will. But I have to say that honestly, a lot of times, in the beginning, it was about the American dream. For me, it was, what, you got to go to school, you got to get a good job. You got to work that job for 30, 40
Mhm.
years, and you retire, you get your
Mhm.
pension. I don't know, what do you guys call it in London? When you get
Yeah, it is still pension. It is
okay,
pension.
right,
Yeah.
right. You get your pension, and that's it. So I run into that,
Mhm.
initially, but there was always this pulling to do other things, and so
Mhm.
I want to say 3.5 years ago, I had reached that, where I had the job, I had the position, making the good money, the corner office, the office with the view, everything that really should have fulfilled me, that I should have been satisfied, and I wasn't satisfied. I
Mm,
wasn't satisfied. I wasn't fulfilled. And I had to really take a look at where I was at this point in my life. And I don't know about you, but when we talk about seasons, and being able to flow with the flow and the call that God has for your life.
mm,
Sometimes what used to work 10 years ago currently does not work, right? So I felt myself, in this place where I should have been so happy. Right. I should have
mm,
been at the height of my career, but God was still calling me to more. He was calling me to
mm,
do more, to be more, to reach more. And that's where I was 3 years ago, where I answered the call. And I don't know. I know plenty of folks. Sometimes, you get into an environment, we just get comfortable, you get stuck. And that's
mm,
really where I was with my career wise. It was like this just not it. Look, they were tolerating me, not so much celebrating me.
mm,
They
mm,
wanted me
mm.
to go as well as I wanted to go, if you will. But I thank
Yes,
God
yes.
he opens doors. He sets things up, gets you set up for to do and to be in position to where he's calling you to be. And I
Mm,
thank God that 3 years ago now I was able to walk away from my job, start my own company, which is Blessed Girls, and
mm,
begin my speaking and coaching career. And here I am today with Blessed Girls. I mean, in addition to this, I have my own jewelry company with Tracy Lynn Jewelry, speaking and coaching, and to now have Blessed Girls. I started out here in the US and working and mentoring girls, leadership, entrepreneurship training, to have that in the US. And to now I'm so excited, 2019, to know that we have Blessed Girls in South America. We will be,
Woo!
yes, in Georgetown, Guyana, where we're working with
Wow.
girls and women. And this is the plan. Like you just don't know what his plans are for you. You don't have to necessarily understand, but once you
Mm,
yield to that, once you give God a yes, then you allow him to operate and strategically
wow.
orchestrate you in your life. So yeah,
Mhm,
I could go on and on. But yes, so Blessed Girls is now in Guyana and South America. And again, we do, leadership training, empowerment, self-esteem. But also one of the biggest thing is entrepreneurship, teaching the girls, teaching the women skills. Right now they're doing jewelry, bracelets and things like that to help them to learn how to run a business, how to use
mm,
their skills, right, to empower themselves and have financial freedom, and being able to sustain their own families and their own communities. And in that, we're helping to eradicate poverty all around the
mm,
world. Like how, 3 4 years
my
ago, who
God.
would have ever thought that, right? But just being obedient,
My God.
following what God has for you. I just really want to encourage, all of the women here today, because it's never easy. I can't say it's not easy, but it's definitely, for one thing, it's going to be worth it to
Mm,
operate in faith and not fear, and be powerful and be all that God has called you to be. So just a tidbit about my story and where I am today, to be, here in the US working with women and girls, to now be in South America, and to even move, next is Africa. We'll be in Burundi, Africa. My gosh, that's
ooh, my
amazing,
goodness.
right?
Ooh,
And helping to eradicate poverty. Like, who would have ever
no
thought?
limits. Mm. Woo, I love it. I love it. Well done, you're doing so well. And that is what they call legacy.
Yes.
Legacy is not about the properties we leave and all that. It's about how many lives we've touched, we've changed, we've influenced, inspired. And well done, you. Well done. That brings us to our next question is as an entrepreneur, because you have so many businesses, what are some of the challenges you've faced and in your business?
Absolutely.
So that you can relate. A lot of women have challenges, but it's good to know that, oh, I'm not the only one going through this challenge. Someone else and they has gone through it and they've come out as a winner. So please share with us along your journey, what are some of your major challenges you faced?
Indeed, indeed. Well, you know what? The first thing is, even what we're doing today, and even what you offer, this platform for women in business, is to not isolate yourself, to make sure you stay connected. You have this network of people that can support you, that been where you are, where you were. It's just so important because, sometimes, we're around people that have never experienced what you're experiencing. A lot of times we're the forerunners for our families, right? So,
Mhm.
so you cannot necessarily look for people around you to know and understand what you're
Mhm.
going through and the advice. And I think it's so important to connect with people, with mentors, with coaches, with people that can help you, right, to get to the next level, to help you to get through tough times. So that's why I really applaud you for even having this platform and having this opportunity where women can come and share and be real, offer advice, offer tips, because your network determines your net worth. And you
Mhm.
can put that in the feed, guys. Your network determines your net worth. And I understand that sometimes it's not really in your immediate surroundings, right? So
Mhm.
me here in the US, connecting with you in London, like that's a reach, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
a lot of times the people that I even have that support me and that are my coaches, they're not here in New Jersey with me.
Mhm.
They may be in California, they may be in Illinois, right? They may be
Mhm.
in Michigan. And I think it's so important that we get outside of our neighborhood, we get outside even of our comfort zone, and we make sure that we make connections, right? We speak to people and we get connected to folks that have what we want. And even more, they say
Mhm.
if you're the biggest fish in the pond, you in the wrong pond. And so you have to certainly get outside of your immediate surroundings and connect with people. That's definitely key to get the advice, to get the support. Because it's one thing that it could just knock you down. Not getting the support that you want for your business. And it's so important to understand that it's all a part of the process. It's
Mhm.
all a part of building your muscle, if you will. And it's
Mhm.
so important to have people that's in your corner, that's even in your ear to encourage you, to motivate you, and to inspire you. So your
Mhm.
network and who you're connected to, I want to say first and foremost, when you're talking about business and starting, it's so important to get around people that inspire you and not drain you, if you will. That makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah, it does. That takes us to our next question, which is our main topic was the 5 steps to overcoming challenges. So, what
Yes.
are those 5 steps?
Oh man, this is good. This is good. You guys are ready?
Yes,
You guys are ready? So listen, I hope
absolutely.
you have a pen and paper, and or if you're
Oh,
watching, make sure you put the
I'm gonna
comments.
grab mine.
Yes,
Mhm.
please put your what you received, put them in the comments. Okay, so here's my
Mhm.
5 steps to overcoming challenges and
Mhm.
winning in business and even in life. All right, number one. I like to have fun, y'all. Number one is fear. And I have to stop right there and let you know fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. How about that? Fear. Fear is the number one thing that will stop you, that will come to challenge you, that will be the biggest roadblock that you'll ever have. Seth Godin put it this way. He says, being aware of your fear is smart, but overcoming it is the mark of a successful person. And we're talking about successful women today. So we have to know and understand, yes, I'm afraid. I have fear. I did this live one time. Listen, if you scared, say you scared and let's move on and go get it, right? What is it that you are afraid of?
Mhm.
List your fears. I'm afraid of being embarrassed. I'm afraid of people not understanding me. I'm afraid of failure. That's probably the biggest thing is being afraid of failure. But listen, John Maxwell says this, listen, you need to fail forward. You need to fail frequently. Fail first. Get the failures out the way. Let me just, okay, if I fail, so what? But I learn. So number one is you have to overcome fear and do it afraid. I do it afraid all the time. How about you, Julian? Do you do it
Oh,
afraid?
yeah. You fail forward. Nobody is perfect. You do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when it even, and I feel like it's not even really a failure. They said, I don't never, it's not a loss. It's I'm learning. right? So,
Mhm.
so be open to just do it. Do it afraid. I remember a lot of times, even just, when I started my speaking career, what you talking about? Scared, sweating, nauseous? What am I
Mhm.
afraid of? They're not gonna like me? Okay. I'm gonna
Mhm.
mess up. I'm not gonna remember what to say. It's okay, right? Just be you and flow through it. So you've got to get over fear, false
Mhm.
evidence appearing real. That's my number one. You got that, guys? False
Yeah.
evidence appearing real. That's fear. You gotta get over fear, right? So that's number one is fear. All right. Number two is loss. You have got to get over loss, right? Every champion experiences a loss. I don't know, Julian, when you think about a winner, when you think about a champion, for me, I think about like Serena Williams, right? I don't know who comes to mind to you when you think about a champion?
Well, and in terms of women,
Oh, well, we're talking to women today, but it could be in
I
general.
love Oprah Winfrey.
Who's that?
Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, right? We think
Yeah.
of people that we see so successful. They're winners. They're winners, right? But do you know that they've all experienced major losses?
Mhm.
Absolutely, they have. You
Yes.
know, I mean, just like I always say, one of my quotes is listen, a winner never sweats a loss. You
Mhm.
never sweat a loss. You just dust your shoulders off and you go ahead and get over to the next win, right? You don't sweat a loss. You don't let it stop you. You keep winning. Imagine Oprah Winfrey. I mean, if you know about her story, one of her first broadcasting positions in Maryland, she was fired from her first job. Her first
Mhm.
job on TV. They told her that she was never fit for TV. She needed to go do
Mhm.
something else, get behind a desk, be a secretary, and look at her today, one of the biggest television entertainment moguls in the world, right? Now, if
Yes.
she would have listened to them, that loss, when she lost their job, she wouldn't be where she is today, inspiring and encouraging women all around the world. So you have to, as a champion, as a winner, women winning in business, you have to overcome loss. Dust your shoulders off. Don't let a loss stop you. Move on to your next win. It's all a part of the process. So that's my number two. Okay. Don't let a loss stop you. Okay.
Yeah.
Number three. This is a big one. This was a big one. Objections. Here's a secret. Lean in, lean in, lean in. Everyone is not going to like you.
Mhm.
Everyone is not going to understand you, right?
Mhm.
Everyone is not going to see your vision, right?
Mhm.
That's where objections come simply because people don't understand. And I
Mhm.
am so okay with that because God gave me this vision. He
Mhm.
did not give it to you. And that goes back to my original point that you have to get around people that understand vision, that understand process, and that can help encourage you. You have to get over objections. Oprah Winfrey says, listen, everyone is not going to root for your rise. Everyone is not going to root for your rise. Women in business, listen, is so important. It's vital that you get around people that are rooting for your rise. So, so important. And again, this is how it's just so strategic how I'm here on the East Coast of the United States. You're in London and you're rooting for me, sis. I know it. And I'm rooting for you, right? So
Oh,
it
yes,
doesn't matter
indeed.
the distance, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
so important that we have to get over objectives. That's only their opinion. People can only see from their perspective, from their experience. And I had to learn that I do not allow that to hinder me, to stop me, because that's where you're at. But I know where I am, and I know and I believe where God is taking me. So I
Mhm.
had to learn to get over objections. That's just
Yeah.
all right. So that's
Yes.
number three. That's number three. That's number three. All right.
Mhm.
Here's number
Mhm.
four. Number four. Y'all ready?
Mhm.
So I hope y'all putting these in the comments. Make sure y'all put these comments. I want to see. I want to see. Number four is shame. Shame. And you may say, I'm not ashamed. I don't have any shame. But let me define what shame is. Shame is defined as an embarrassment, mortification, humiliation, And I know, especially us women, we've all experienced a feeling. We've all experienced something where we felt embarrassed, where we felt humiliated, right? And I remember, especially women in the workplace, in the marketplace, when I was even thinking about this, I remember my first job out of high school. I think I was still in high school. It was at a Taco Bell. You know a Taco Bell, Julian?
No.
Okay. It's a Taco Bell. It's like a Mexican restaurant. And I remember I was so excited. I had gotten my uniform. I was ready. And I had this manager or supervisor. And again, I may have been 16 or 17 years old, who always seemed to be rubbing up against me. Anybody ever, and it may not be you, but when and I always made me feel uncomfortable. Right.
Mm.
So I think I worked that job maybe all of 2 weeks, but I was so happy. I was so excited for my first job. But
Mm.
here, this man, right, was really, abusing me, right, was sexually harassing me in the workplace. And I didn't know and understand it. Here I am, 16 years old, but constantly tight up on me. You don't know what I'm saying? And I knew this wasn't right. I wound up quitting my first job simply because I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed and I left. And I can only imagine how many women, even right now in the workplace, in the marketplace, that, we feel a sense of shame sometimes, right? And even for me at that young age, this guy was a predator, right? He was, and I felt bad because I think now, I'm sure it wasn't just me that he was doing this to, but there is always, and there's so many things I'm sure that we all can relate where we felt a sense of shame. And even for me, I quit that job. Instead of speaking up, speaking out, standing up for myself, standing up for my rights, standing up for other women that were working there, that were coming behind me, I allowed shame to stop me. So that's my number 4 thing. So that's just a little bit story. And I'm sure, again, you all, if you put your mind on rewind, maybe you may even be experiencing it now, where there's some, you're some things in your past or even currently that we have got to overcome shame. The enemy will use these things to stop us, to hinder us, and to block us. So we have to overcome shame. Got that? All right.
Yeah, got
Number
it.
4. Number 4. Last but not least, procrastination.
Mm. Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
procrastination. Oh my goodness. Don't
Mm.
put off for tomorrow what you can do today.
Mm.
Why, Anana? I'm so glad you asked. I'm
Mm.
glad you asked. Why not put off? You know what? I got a reason. It's raining out here today. Maybe I won't do it. I'll do it tomorrow. Do you know that tomorrow is not promised to you? God
Mm.
has given us each this day. This day, listen, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. And I
Yeah.
have chosen today to rejoice to be all that God has called and destined for me to do. And when you do that, it's almost like, you know what? We're glorifying Him. Right? Today is the day. Today is the day that I will use all my gifts and talents. Today is the day that I will do and be all that God has called me to be. I will no longer procrastinate because
Mm.
listen, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. There's plenty of people today that, listen, last night had big plans. They had plans to get up and do X, Y, and Z, right? To write that book, to continue whatever the journey, to write that song, to reach out to a loved one and tell them that they love them. We're going to have lunch today. I'm going to have breakfast today. And you know what? There's plenty that did not have the opportunity. That as we arose, some people did not. So because we are blessed and we are favored with life, why not live your best life? Take advantage to every day that God has given us. So
Mm.
listen, I challenge you all today. No more procrastination. I challenge you to do something great today. Today.
Yes.
Don't put it off
Today.
tomorrow. I'm
Today.
gonna start that business. I'm gonna start writing that book. I'm gonna start writing that song. Whatever it is, I want you to start somewhere and start today. Put in
Today.
the comments, I will start today. I'm going to be great today.
Mm.
Go do it. And more importantly, as what I started with is it's so important to root for another sister. And I want to encourage you all today. We're talking about women, successful women in business. It is so important to encourage another woman. And if you haven't done that today, I encourage you today. You text, you call, you get in the inbox, you get on LinkedIn, you get on social media, you encourage someone today. Don't
Mm,
procrastinate. Don't wait till Friday. Don't wait till next week. But today, you encourage and you root for another sister's rise because it may
mm,
be just what she needs to keep
mm,
to go to her next win. That's what
mm.
I got today. So those are my 5 steps, guys. I hope you have. Those are the 5 things that we need to overcome as women, women winning in excellence. We need to overcome those first. And first one is what? Fear. So I hope it's in the feed. I don't know. I can't really see, but I'm sure that folks have gotten it today.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my goodness. You guys, I hope you've taken notes. I've just been writing them all down here, and they are so powerful. So, one of the things as well to be successful in women, we know it's a mindset.
Mhm.
Can you just tell us briefly how can you um, empower yourself to have a winning mindset as a businesswoman? How can people have that winning mindset?
Indeed, indeed. Well, I tell you, I think there's 2 things that I feel are
Mm,
very important. The ability to have time, quiet time,
mm,
I've found to be so important because I'm a mother. I have boys running businesses. I have parents. I mean, there's so many things, and it's so much noise.
mm,
Right? And
mm,
I found that it's so important somewhere in your day. If it's early morning, if it's meditation, if it's at night and you get to journal, if it's your prayer time. But I think it's so important for me when we talk about mindset to spend time, quiet time. Right. And even when we talk about, your prayer time, if you will, but just time to be quiet, to listen, to hear what even God is saying, but more importantly, what just to hear what next steps, what should I do? How should I move? Quiet time for me is so important. And I think it affects your mindset because we can get pulled every which way, right? All
mm,
the time.
mm,
There's always somebody who needs us. There's
mm,
something, someone drawing our attention, drawing our energy. Oh, that's a big one, right? And
mm,
because you cannot give out from an empty cup. You can't pour from where you're empty and where you're depleted, right? Even a
mm,
half cup, half full, half empty, whichever way you look at it. So it's
mm,
so important to have this quiet time where you are poured into, where you allow yourself to be rejuvenated, right? Re-energized. So my number one thing when we talk about mindset is you need time for yourself. You need
mm,
time away. Yeah, and folks who know me, sometimes I get to get my naps. I just need a power nap. Y'all can go ahead, but I need to rest. You have to understand that about yourself, and
mm,
know that, and that having that time set aside for you to have that space to get back in alignment is so key.
mm,
So that's my number one thing is
mm,
having that time for yourself, having quiet time, that space for you and only you to get your
mm,
thoughts together, get your mind right is definitely key. So that's the first thing about mindset. The other thing is I think it's so important to always be feeding yourself positivity. And if it's podcasts, there's so much YouTube now. I mean, we have access, reading books, audibles, listening to books is so important to again have that a part of your daily ritual, that you're listening to something positive, you're learning something new. The one thing we
mm,
talk about with blessed girls is the B is to be bold, L is to be a learner. You have to always be learning something. It may not necessarily be in a classroom setting, but again, you have access, right, to listen to various trainings and classes and motivation. So always be learning every day try to learn something new, right? To help, with your mindset, if you will. So those would be my two things, is to make sure you have time for yourself, time alone, quiet time, to where you can rest and hear and listen, and then always be learning. So that's definitely one thing for us, for Blessed Girls, and I'll put that in there. The B is for bold, L is for learning, E is for excelling, S is for soar, S is for shine. We always fight for. E is for equality, and the D is for determination. And that's what Blessed Girls, that's what it's about. That's our acronym, BLESSED.
Wow, amazing. So, lastly, is any other tips you want to share? If there's anything you want to share, tell us which offers you have for our viewers, for
Okay.
our precious viewers. If you have any special offers going, what are your next projects, and where can people find you?
Yes, yes, yes. So I am Anana Pfeiffer Darrell Home, and you can find me on Facebook. Under that, I have a Blessed Girls page as well. And on Instagram, I am Anana, ANA, Blessed Girl. So, Blessed Girls. Blessed Girls New Jersey is on Instagram. So I'm on all social media, Anana Pfeiffer Darrell Home, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. So you should be able to find me. There shouldn't be too many Ananas out there, that you should be able to find me. And I would love to connect with you all through social media, if you will. Now, here's the deal. There's a few things that I have coming up. I have what we call a mastermind starting in April. And a mastermind, have you ever participated in a mastermind, Julian?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
As a matter of fact, yeah, I also offer masterminds. Yeah.
Yes. So you know the benefit of a mastermind,
Yeah.
and collaboration of people coming together, being
Yeah.
accountable, sharing, building, in a platform where you can be transparent, right? When we talk about your network, when you in a mastermind, is people coming together, sharing and going and growing together, if you will. So I have a mastermind starting up in April, where we're talking about becoming a person of influence. And we all have a level of influence. And I would like to say we all want to increase our level of influence. So this mastermind is starting in April, and I have that available. So that's one thing that I would love for folks to sign up for. Additionally, I have a free gift. I have a free download that is available. And we're talking about winning, and to continue to being a winner and the steps of a winner. I have a download that I want to offer to everybody today. So what I just need you to do is, I want you to go to one of my websites. It's johnmaxwellgroup.com, and it's /Anana Pfeiffer. So it's John Maxwell Group. And I know if somebody's watching, I can't see, but you can put it in the feed for me. johnmaxwellgroup.com /Anana Pfeiffer, ANANA PHI, F as in Frank, ER. And you just click on contact me, and you put in your name, your email, and I will email you that download. Listen, the steps of a winner, getting to your next win, you will get that today. So that's just what you have to do, is go to my website, contact me, give me your information, and I will get that to you today. So I love to continue the conversation. One thing I'm super excited about is I will be in London. Yes, yes, yes. I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm coming to London. I cannot wait to connect with you all. So if you are in London, if you're going to be traveling, if you wanted to come to London, you might as well come when your Blessed Girl is going to be there. Listen, I'm bringing people
Yes.
in London. But listen, so I'm going to be in London in August, right? I think it's August 17th and 18th. I'll be there. We have the Live Your Best Life tour. So we travel all around the United States, and we'll be coming to London on the 17th and the 18th. And you talking about an incredible experience. The conference on Saturday is the Live Your Best Life event. And you, when we talk about in the beginning, connecting with people, getting an environment of inspiration, learning more about yourself and developing your purpose and your destiny. That's what we're talking about at the Live Your Best Life tour. So that's on Saturday, August 17th. And then on the 18th, this is Successful Women, we have the Global Women's Leadership Conference and Workshop on Sunday, the 18th. So all you there. I certainly want you to be there. I have awesome speakers, black belt speakers. I have John Maxwell trainers coming as well. I have awesome speakers right here from London that are going to be joining me, panel discussion. So August 17th and 18th. So once you, follow me on social media, you'll see more about that. The flyer, just to save the date, will be dropping today. So I really want to connect with you all and hope to see you there in August. So I'm excited. I'm coming to London.
Yeah, we're excited too. We can't wait to have you in England.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. You're very, very welcome to England. And we can't wait to connect with you too and learn and draw from your wealth of wisdom. Thank you so much, Anna. Now we've come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much for giving us all the words of wisdom, and we hope to hear from you again very soon. And we wish you all the best in the
Thank you.
upcoming projects that you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen out there, have a very blessed day. Love you all.